Hi guys, how we doing? So you've bought the Arduino Uno Q and you want to set this thing up, and just like me, you've encountered some pain. So let's do a quick guide on like how to set this thing up, and mostly just how to deal with the problems that you're going to encounter, or at least these are the problems that I encountered when I set it up, and I encountered quite a lot of problems. So you probably want to get yourself one of these USB-C dongle thingies before you get going with this. You do want this. You probably want to make sure it has a HDMI. Probably want it to have an Ethernet maybe, and then definitely some USB ports. So yeah, you want a USB-C hub, and yeah, let's get going with this. So we'll jump on the computer straight away, and then let's get going. So the first thing you want to do is just search for like Arduino Uno Q startup guide, and I'll try to leave this link in the description. Find their user manual. Use this user manual. It's helpful. It's not the best. It's not as comprehensive as you'd want it to be, but it is helpful. So scroll down and then software requirements, click Arduino Lab. That opens this here. Click download this installer. Yep, verify download file. Yep. And then you also need this Arduino Flasher CLI. So download this as well. And if you're on Windows, just hit download. I don't know, you shouldn't need this, but unfortunately you just do. So now let's install both. So the CLI, we'll just extract it. Yep. Then that pops up there. Then the installer, let's install it. So this app is actually pretty good. Like, I must say, I like the app, but it is still annoying. So plug your Uno in now, USB-C directly into your computer. Although the manual says you need 3 amps and whatnot, don't worry about it. You can go with just a low power, just like plug it directly into your computer, and you don't need the 3 amps for now. So do that, and then once we're installed, let's see. So hit the Windows Arduino app. Yeah, okay. So it didn't normally when you install an app, it opens. For some reason, this one doesn't. That's a bit weird. So search your Windows thing, Arduino App Lab. Open that up. Cool. Then it says no device found. Wait a minute. For some reason, it takes some time. So mine's been connected now for about a minute, and I've got the Arduino heart logo flashing. Still, it says no board found there. Then eventually it popped up. Just as I clicked randomly, it popped up. So anyways, it pops up. Then it tells you your board's out of date, which is like lovely. I've just bought the bloody thing and it's out of date, and you just released it. So how does that work? It tells you need the flasher tool. Get the flasher tool. You can click get flasher tool, but we've already got it. So then I want to connect to my Wi-Fi. Yeah, obviously yours will be something else, right? Now I don't know if this works on Ethernet. It should work on Ethernet. In which case use USB-C dongle, but I don't know that it does. Now for some reason we're checking for updates. Even bought the thing. All I can assume is that as we are the type of geeks to buy this thing early, they've given us like beta firmware and just assume that we're beta testers. Like as you can see now, it's just come up saying error checking for updates. Please reload the program. This happened to me as well earlier at work. I don't know why. So let's now close the app and then open it again. Arduino App Lab. Okay, and then give it a minute to find the board again. I think it, okay, yeah. So now that I've put in Wi-Fi, it's now showing me USB and network, which is good and bad. And we'll use network later when we want to SSH on. So USB, then now it says I'm still up to date. So we now, I guess, want to click skip for now, and then I'll show you how to update it. So is it going to let me in? I'm kind of frozen here. It should at this point let me in, but I'm guessing it's not going to. Yeah, so it's not letting me in. Okay, it is. Checking for updates. All right, so at this point, let's just close the app. So now the Arduino Flasher CLI has some instructions somewhere. Don't know where they are anymore. I believe I found them online. So 1 second. All right, so I've just Googled Arduino Flasher CLI, and then you can find this link here, flashing a new image to the Uno Q. Why would you have to do this? But anyways, so then now what I found was, so you're going to need to hit Windows R and then bring up your run menu and type in CMD to bring up the command line. You can also just hit your Windows button and type in command line or command prompt. Open that, same thing. And then these, like, so it shows you the instructions for Mac OS, and then it shows you Windows, and it shows you Linux. Try to run this Arduino Flasher CLI.exe. It then just says, nope, you need to open command line. So now copy and paste your path to this app, to this .exe. Come back to your command prompt, type in CD for change directory. So CD change directory, and then right click to now paste that that path in, hit enter, and then now we're in that folder, and now we need to run this. So it copy, there you go, paste, enter, not recognized, so press the up key, come over to here and delete the dot and the // so Arduino Flasher CLI. Cool. So you got to type in Arduino Flasher CLI like that. So Arduino Flasher CLI. Then you need to run the commands to flash it. But it doesn't tell you what these commands are here. So it just says run this flasher thing. But what you want to do is you want to put Arduino Flasher CLI, and then you have to press space flash, so type flash, and then latest, then enter. Then now hit install, because you obviously trust Arduino to install the device. Then type yes when it prompts you, hit enter, and then now it's going to download the image. Again, why do I have to do this? I've just bought the thing. Doesn't make sense. Anyways, so we wait like 2 minutes or whatever your internet connection is for this to install. Be good to essentially go at that point. So this is where, like, once that's done, this is where things go from annoying and bad to absolutely crazy. So let's just go for carrying on through the instructions. So it tells you, I don't even know. Now it says preparing the hardware. So apparently, once this is finished, so it'll tell me, okay, I've got to type yes there, hit enter, yes. And then now it's going to say waiting for EDL device. So the Uno now wants you, or they want you to disconnect your Uno now at this point. So you remove power. So I've just removed power. And then they want you to go find some jumper pins. You know, like, obviously they would have provided it in the box. Oh, no, they didn't. They didn't provide any jumper pins. So to be able to use the product, you have to reflash it to Linux. But yet they didn't provide any jumper pins. So I hope you have some jumper pins. I happen to have some jumper pins, but yeah, whatever. So you now need to jump together these two pins here. So however you want to do that, if you want to hold a screwdriver on it for a while, or I don't know, just like if you have any of those female to female wires, you have to turn off the power, short these two pins together, and then when you've done that, come back to here, plug it in again. I'm going to plug mine in now, and then it will detect it that you've put it into bootloader mode or whatever, and then it will start to reflash. And I just can't believe this is a thing. I can't believe this is a requirement to use a board, and I can't believe I have to use some jumper pins that didn't come in the box. And how much would it have cost to put jumper pins in? So I've reconnected my board now for. There you go, cool. All right. So there we go. Now we're flashing. And this to me is scary now, because I'm always scared. Like at this point now, could I just brick this thing if this goes wrong? Then have a paperweight. So, anyways. Now, the next tricky part, we need to set up a Linux password for this. Then we also need to just, plug in a HDMI and get into the Linux. Use it as a single board computer mode. So those are the two things. I guess that another that would like to SSH onto it as well. So yeah, let's let this now flash run or whatever a few minutes. Okay, so that's finally done. So hopefully we can now come back. So what do we need to do? We need to remove the unplug the Uno, remove the jumper, then plug back in the Uno, and go back to our App Lab. So Arduino App Lab, open it up, and then hopefully in a minute we'll say our Uno is there. And we can get to like the bricks and apps section. Just takes a bit slow, man. I could swear the old Arduino IDE, you just pop things up. I guess this is this the Debian side of things booting? Cool. So it came up after a minute. Click that. Now we can do keyboard layout, I guess English UK for some reason. English UK. And then board name, that's Ahmed. Yep. Then now do the Wi-Fi again. Go even it said error and then it let it go through. Go to checking for updates again. So now we've reflashed it. Remember when we checked for updates previously, it failed. Now it says okay, there are updates. Download an update. It did say it'd take 15 minutes, but when I first did this, I think it took like 2 or 3. So, and then it shows you here what's going on in the logs like that. It's not totally bad. Might have to wait 15 minutes for this apparently. I think like at work, I work on products now, and so I talk quite a bit about the out of the box experience. And to me, a product should work, especially a large consumer product, should work out the box immediately. And the fact that I think I've been doing this for half an hour now, still not working, like we're still not running yet, is crazy. For Arduino, and what did it say on the board? Simplicity meets Linux or some nonsense like that. Like this is not simple right now, and none of this should exist. Like, they should have done this all in the factory. Apparently, yeah. Okay, so that's now complete. So if we now click on USB, for updates again, dear me, I don't think it will come with any other updates. So now we need to set up our Linux password. So we've got Arduino as the username. I'm just going to set a password here. I don't believe there's any password policy on this. Might be. Okay, yeah. So now set our Linux password, which was like the most important step. And then now you're into the actual app. So at this point here, now you can play around, have a look at the bricks, have a look at examples. I'm just going to go with the air quality sensor. Click it, click run. And then that will now download to your Arduino Uno Q. And then you'll see on your LED matrix, you'll see like a happy face for good air quality in Italy. And if you click on the editor, it explains how the app works. So this is the Linux side of things. This is the microcontroller side of things. On the Python code, you can come and see the Python code, which is running on the Linux. And that shows you the whole API for how this is working. So to show you this, so we're on the city Torino in Italy, and then it's using this API, which is like a web app for air quality. So go over here, tab, come here, grab it, wacky.info/feed, working yet. Cool. So it's using this app to look at air quality around the world. And so we're calling this API based upon this Torino city. And then if the air quality is good, it will show good there. So that's the Python code running on the Linux side of the board. And then we've got the sketch side, the sketch.ino, which is a microcontroller code. So right now on my Uno, I've got a smiley face that's popped up. So if that's all worked, your Uno Q is now ready to go. So I guess the only other thing to do, and probably one thing you should use, is down here at the bottom left, click on this learn, and then you can set up things like SSH. So if we click on learn, got Uno Q, first setup, what is an app, what is a brick. I mean, what's crazy is that like these articles are needed way before this step. At this point here now, when you've got access to them, it's all bloody working anyways. So anyways, the network mode, and then you might want to do SSH. So for example here I'd want to type SSH. So if I go on my command line again, type SSH Arduino, my user, at hamed.local. So you just got to type in your board name here. So the bottom left, you've got your Arduino Uno Q board name that we set up earlier. Find Hamed, hit enter. Ask me for a password. Type yes, continue, password. And now we have SSH'd onto our device, which is great. So if you don't know what SSH is, don't worry about it. It's a very good thing for dealing with headless displays. So we'll just wrap up this video now with just a quick, let's just unplug it here, and I'll put it back on my other desk, and we'll get it fired up with some proper Linux. So what I've got here is I've got my USB C setup, my USB-C adapter, that's being powered by my USB input here, which is capable of doing 3 amps. HDMI going to this display here, plus my USB dongle, which is for my mouse and my keyboard. And now I'm going to plug this into the Uno. And this is where the Uno is flipping crazy, man. Like, so that will now run the air quality app, the air quality microcontroller code that we just put onto it, right? So it will run the air quality microcontroller code, and then it will also boot into Linux. So there you go, it's booting. Oh man, technology. Like, honestly, props to Arduino, man. Flipping great job. Like, it's just, this is crazy. So let's there we go. Oh dear, this is brilliant. I'm just about to type my password in front of everybody like a dodo. Cool. I've typed in my password now. Ah, look at that. We've got a full Linux environment running here. So cool, man. Honestly, so cool. So I'm yet to see the air quality quality thing pop up. So when it boots into Linux, it opens the Arduino App Lab app all over again anyways. So I don't know why it's not running the air quality app anymore. I don't know if it was because it was demo or something. So I've opened the air quality app again, the example program. I'm going to hit run on here. And so I think this will be probably my main use case for the Uno, which I'm looking forward to using. So I think I'll boot into Linux. I'll use the board, either remote desktop or something, running the Debian environment, right? So run the Debian environment on Linux, and then I'll write my Arduino code here in the editor and do all of it here. So I've still got access to, for example, my sketch. And so that means that now I can control the microcontroller side of things from within the Linux environment. And to me, that's just absolutely crazy. So, oh, look, so yeah, there's the air quality running. You can see it there. Oh, man, absolutely phenomenal. So, yeah, cool. I think that's it for this video. There's not really much else to show you. The setup process is janky, right? Like, it should be better. So if we come look down here, I'll show you. Let's look for apps, and then we can do. I want the system monitor, which I think HTOP. There you go. This is like the task manager equivalent here. Gonna open. Oh, I didn't launch it. There we go. And so we can see my stats there. I've got 4 cores. 1.1 at 1.7 gig RAM running. And so let's just do a cheeky test then. You know, I think this is crazy. So the Uno's still running that air quality sensor. So if I type in YouTube now, YouTube, let's do 4K. Now, it won't be able to run 4K. Like, absolutely, for sure, you'll crash the browser. Possibly, you'll even crash the board. But it should be able to run like a 720p video. And what's amazing to me is that, like, so that Uno now, I can feel it. It's somewhat warm. Watch on YouTube. It's somewhat warm, but it's not like the flipping Raspberry Pi. Like, the Raspberry Pi is boiling. The Pi 5 just from doing nothing, like booting into the OS, and it's boiling. And so, you know, I've got my hand straight on that Qualcomm chip, and somehow it's running. Okay, so let's see if this will play. And that didn't take too long to load up, did it? You're gonna give me a 20-second ad first, you mugs. Okay, the chip's getting hot now. All the cores 86, 87, 92, 79% utilization. So yeah, we've got a bloody head and shoulders ad. But, you know, even if you was to try and use this as a media device, it works. Let's make this full screen. So you can see it's slightly janky, but like that's not full screen yet. Did I click full screen or did I click? Yeah, so you can see it's a bit slow. The board's it's hot now. Like it's getting uncomfortable to hold. So what is this running on? It's running on 480p right now. Come on, go full screen. I'm trying to get it to go full screen. Yeah. Not having it. So anyways, the fact that that works on an Arduino, like, what's the world coming to? This is cool. All right, cool. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Smile away, boys. Oh, it finally went full screen. There we go. Look at that. That's running on there. At the same time as the microcontroller app. That's checking air quality. I can look at my air quality and watch YouTube at the same time on the same bloody 50 quid board. Like, finally, Arduino, man, some innovation. Finally. So what did they say on the back? Where Arduino simplicity meets the power of AI, Linux in real time. I think they'll fix the setup issues, but yeah, that's bloody cool. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.